to be honest, though, there are a lot of PvE players that abuse the term griefer. They misuse that term.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't mind your I guess you could say honorable PvP players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PvP with a purpose.
Yeah. I do like the PvP aspect in the game, yes. But yeah, the ones I don't like are the ones that just take it too far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I didn't care for
Wow.
Eve.
Does the hair really look that good now? Holy shit. I guess I hadn't paid much attention to it.
Why else do you think I'm running around in civvies when I can?
They're honorable people dealing with a joy. Okay, we read that one already.
Well, I really enjoy the PvP aspect of Eve. I do really hate the griefers and the gankers in areas where relative new players are starting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in a hull sec. I was in
with Eve.
Yeah, I was in the high sec area, and I was literally in one of those AIR training systems. I went in there to mine some stuff. I set out. I had my other 2 accounts. We're right there, ready to go. I did what they tell everybody to do. I opened up. I had local chat going. I had known griefing orgs or highly violent orgs. Had them listed as contacts. They were red. The system, the local chat showed red pop in, showed a red contact pop in. I retrieved the first 2 characters, had them pull their drones in and get ready to warp out. And I was clicking the 3rd for him to get out, which is the one that had the barge. And the drones hadn't even made it back to the barge, and I was dead. And I was like, holy crap, that was fast. So after looking at it and reviewing what happened, I understand what happened now. They had a scout. They had scouts in the area mining, not mining, but in that mining area looking to see what's there. They probably saw a barge. Whoever was scouting didn't scan it to see if it had anything on it. They just figured they'd hit a barge. And so their characters that had the armament to get in there loaded in and, I guess, warped to them, fast travel them, however it works, and killed me before I had a chance to get out. So, and I was like, okay, if that's the kind of gameplay that's encouraged here, then I'm not going to play this game anymore.
Where for me, it was just more a fact of PvP was so hard, so strong that as a new character, as a new player that was trying to get around the game, trying to learn how, trying to just get started, I couldn't get anywhere. And every time I turned around, I'm falling back because, so it just got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm making no progress. In fact, I'm going backwards. There's no point to this. So I just quit.
Bindi, do you want to go back to Lyria, or would you prefer to go to Ariel or something in mine?
Because I was really glad that Mayday, you helped me out a lot.
I'm already on Lyria.
Okay, I'll go to Lyria.
Gave me a good starting foundation with money and stuff like this, to where I could have gotten going pretty well. But every time I tried to do anything, somebody come around, take me out here, take me out there, and I just couldn't do anything, and I was losing ground. So, yeah, I just finally got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm done. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Can't even get in here and play long enough to really learn the system, let alone get shit built up. So, fuck it.
Well, I have to admit the learning curve is very, very steep. The first week is okay, you get a few starter missions and you're being guided, and that's okay. And then it's suddenly, like a big wall that you have to, that you meet, and then to cross that, it's it's breakpoint for a lot of players.
Yeah, true, Raymond. True. I've seen that happen as well. I do have concerns that if Cloud Imperium doesn't take a lesson from Elite Dangerous, the way they handle their PvE and PvP playstyles, I think that they will regret it.
Bro, we in the money.
Oh, yeah?
2 Quant Rocks, 21k mass side by side.
Well, perfect.
Woohoo!
But Pagan,
Mhm.
what if Star Citizen becomes more like that, where PvP is just dominating and people are griefing?
Bye.
If Star Citizen presents the same play style and the same gameplay experience that I had from Eve, then I will leave it. I will leave and not come back.
Yep. Bye.
I'm telling you that right now. If Star Citizen turns into Eve, I'm gone. My assets will be liquidated. They'll be liquidated, and it'll be a double loss because one, CIG won't have the income from people buying those assets. It'll be gone. So, yeah. When I left Eve, I sent everything I had to Moon and Ron. Just liquidated everything that was in there. Just like I said, here you go. Here's the ships I have left. Here's what material I have left. Everything that I could liquidate was liquidated and sent over to friends. And if CIG does, if this game turns into Eve, I'm fucking gone.
Yep.
So somebody out there will have a bunch of ships. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll go play bus.
I may even turn it into a fucking stream experience. I mean, if that's the way they want to go with it, it'd be like, here, join the stream. We're giving away the ship. Ta-da! Congratulations. You have a Carrack. Enjoy.
Did they talk about what kind of gameplay they want to do, or
All of them.
Yeah,
All
that's
the
what they
different
say.
gameplays is what they want to be able to do inside Star
Mhm.
Citizen.
The problem is they're going to have to fence that in, or it's not going to work.
Yep.
I guarantee it won't work.
Well, you could fence it in with the wormholes, like we travel through.
Mm-hmm.
All they had to do is up the security on one side, not on the other. If you come through and you're automatically scanned, police are called on you, you better run like hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the policed areas. In the non-police, like Pyro, you go through, maybe it's bad people, it's pure PvP, risk it at your own risk. Like, they can ring it in that way. But as long as the PvP can happen in the safer areas, it's gonna be like they're hopping fences.
I would say as long as you can keep a way to where you're lawful players, people like me, I don't mind the PvP. I just want to be able to get in there and still be able to do things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to still be able to function without having to break. Do all this and that. I want to do things legit way.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's still a way for that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would not mind them going with a RVR approach, basically. When you make a character, you pick UE, free people, outlaws, their factions would be consistent war. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Eve does that. Eve does a thing where when you generate your character, when you generate your clone, you pick, I think it's one of 4, isn't it? One of 4.
Well, because I mean, let's take our current status here. We have Stanton, we have Pyro. Stanton's supposed to be your nice lawful area. Pyro's supposed to be your lawless area where all that shit goes on. And okay, fine. So you have some things in Stanton that aren't in Pyro, and things in Pyro that aren't in Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
So me being a lawful player, I really have no interest in Pyro. I don't want to go to Pyro. And if I really have to, I will, but I'd rather stay here in Stanton, where it's nice and safe. If there's something in Pyro that I want, I'll get a hold of one of you crazy bastards that like going over to Pyro, see if I can find a way to pay you to go get something for me and bring it back.
Yes, that's my way of thinking too.
They need to sort their shit out because an all for one and one for all approach will not work. No, it will not work, Raymond. It will not. And I may be inaccurate in my recollections. I mean, I'm getting older, and I really had I used a lot of chemical substances when I was younger. Okay, we'll just put it that way. So my memory's not the best.
What do you mean?
My memory's not real good. But it seems to me that I can recall them making public statements, verbally and textually, that contradicted each other regarding PvP and PvE. In fact, in the beginning, hey, Halo, is someone looking for illicit goods? Absolutely. I know in the beginning, Roberts talked about a PvE, PvP slider. I don't know how he would implement something like that. The only thing I can think of is that a PvP slider would have to do something like, oh, you're both in the verse, but this person has their slider turned on, so you can't interact with them physically, and you can't shoot them, and you can't board their ship, and that just seems to me that would get would get abused.
Because, like, for instance, if I'm Mr. PvP and you're Mr. Don't Want PvP, you've got your slider set to no PvP. I'm coming around, I see, ooh, ship, ooh, I'm gonna kill it. Go over, shoot. I can't hit him. I can't hurt him. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's just, no, that's just not right.
Now, I've also heard them say, well, there will be a mechanism provided, to take care of this. And then I've also heard them, we've heard devs say, you're in charge of keeping your own cargo safe. That's on you. But if that's the philosophy that they're going to take, and that's the way that they're going to do the gameplay experience, there's a fair amount of people who are going to say, you know what? I'm done. Bye.
So that one's the 21K, and this one is below 21K with the both quantum.
I hate to say it, I just wish we could have morality a little bit closer to real life.
Well, I think some of that could...
Again, morality in real life is turning to shit anymore, so, there you go.
I think it depends on where you are. So this one is the Quantanium rock, then.
There's two. Both them, that one and the one directly to its left from you, is both Quantanium. One's 21K mass. The other one is 13K mass.
22. I got a 22. 21K mass.
Okay.
And
so we're going to have 25 minutes as long as the timers are working properly. We'll have 25 minutes.
Break both of them first and suck them up.
Yep, we'll suck them up and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, we can just blast them first, and once they're blasted, blasted in pieces, we'll start hoovering.
Yeah. And then just hoover everything first, and then the Quantanium last, and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Morality is real. It's simply that they're not the same consequences of actions exist without penalties. Yes, and Luce, that's a great segue to the statement I was going to make. The solution to this is real easy. All they have to do is decrease the response time for the police department, Stanton. You got Pyro now for that. Ramp up security in Stanton. If you got a level 3 crime stat, cops are aggressively coming after you. If you commit a crime, instead of it maybe relying on players to come deal with the situation, cops are there within like 5 seconds. I don't care how the fuck you got to gamify the experience, get them there in 5 seconds.